500 people killed in deadly Israeli airstrike on hospital in Gaza. This is how all of the mainstream media news headlines are reading right now. There's just one problem. All of these headlines are completely false and are now being used as yet another disgusting blood libel against Israel. Today, I'm breaking down for you what actually happened to the hospital in Gaza. I'm Justin, and this is the Israel Guys. Welcome to the Israel Guys, where we believe that in a world of Jew hatred and anti-Israel propaganda, you should have a direct connection to the land and people of Israel. Guys, if you want to keep up with what's going on here in Israel with the war that's still happening, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you never miss any of the content that we're putting out every single day. You can join our breaking news WhatsApp group. You can use the link in the description below if you want more timely reports, stuff coming out every single day. Also, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Unfortunately, can't follow us on Instagram anymore. They banned us yesterday with no explanation. So you can go complain to Instagram about that. Guys, we are launching Operation Ittai. Ittai was a foreigner from the Bible who joined King David in times of war. He was a foreigner who said, I'm going to stand with the people of Israel no matter what's going on, no matter the hardships that are happening. Guys, with all the IDF and all the reserves being called up to the front lines, there are 200 different towns here in Judea and Samaria in the biblical heartland of Israel that are sort of left vulnerable because all of their men are called up to the front lines of the war with Hamas. There are 500,000 Israelis who live here in Judea and Samaria, and 25% of them are under the age of 14. Guys, these families are at great risk. They're surrounded by 2 million Arabs, most of them very hostile to the Jewish people. The civilians are ill-equipped. They don't have the equipment that they need to defend themselves. We here at Hayavel, we've been strategically placed here for such a time as this to provide a massive airlift of humanitarian supplies and security equipment in the coming days. At this very moment, we have suppliers, exporters, importers, and dealers lined up to move supplies directly into Israel and then on to the Jewish communities and farms of Israel's heartland. We'll be bringing in things like protective vests, helmets, thermal drones, night vision goggles, binoculars, flashlights, security cameras, security gates, and food for those in need. Guys, your donations will go straight into the communities of the biblical heartland of Judea and Samaria. Here, you can become an Ittai by joining our campaign today. You can click the link in the description below if you want to join our campaign, donate to the people of Judea and Samaria. All right, we're gonna get into what happened with the hospital down in Gaza. You've probably seen it all over the news today. Watch this video right here.
هذه المدينة هي الأكثر تعرضا للصواريخ منذ بداية هذه الحرب. عمدة المدينة كانت تحدث قبل أيام عن أكثر من 1000 صاروخ طال هذه المدينة، وأكثر من 170 صاروخا سقط بالفعل في داخلها وأحدث دمارا في البنى التحتية وفي السيارات وفي المباني العامة والخاصة.
شكرا جزيلا لك الياس كرم حتى اللحظة، وسنعود إليك في إطار هذه التغطية التي ستتابعها معكم سلمى الجمل.
That was a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket fired from Gaza that misfired and landed on a Gazan hospital. And this was all aired live on Al Jazeera. As if this wasn't enough proof, the mainstream media and the world, as we will get into, decided to take this story and run with it, saying that Israel had done an airstrike onto this hospital, Al-Ali Hospital down in Gaza. Also, Al Jazeera did an 11-hour live stream, mostly focused on the hospital. If you want to go watch that, I have no idea why anyone would want to watch that. Most of the big news media companies, they started out with blaming Israel, and then they slowly sort of started to change their tune as the facts of the matter came out. The New York Times changed their headline 3 times. They started out with saying, Israeli strike kills hundreds in hospital, says Palestinians. Then they changed it to say at least 500 dead in strike on Gaza hospital. So now it's just a strike, not an Israeli strike, Palestinians say. And then they changed it one more time. They finally said at least 500 dead in blast at Gaza hospital, Palestinians say. So in case the live stream from Al Jazeera wasn't enough, showing the rocket exploding, it came in, as you could see in the video, came in, exploded, blew up on the hospital. Here's a video published by the IDF, by their official spokesperson. He put out this video. It's of a conversation between two Hamas operatives, and they're talking about the explosion. Very interesting. Watch this.
بقول لك أول مرة بنشوف الصاروخ زي هيك والشظايا هذه فبقول لك تبع الجهاد الصواريخ الجهاد الإسلامي يعني. إيه؟ فهم بيقولوا تعاون الجهاد الإسلامي. إنه من عنا هذا؟ شكله من عنا مين اللي بيقول هيك؟ بيحكوا إنه الشظايا تبعت الصاروخ إنه الشظايا محلية مش زي شظايا إيش بتقول؟ سبحان الله من عندنا ما لقاش غيرين بجرثبي عاد هذول تلاقيهم من المقبرة الورا دي بفلت محط فيهم ايش اصدر بتلاقيهم طالعين من المقبرة الورا المستشفى المعمداني دي اللي هو فسه ونزل عندهم. هو في مقبرة وراه؟ المعمداني يقول لك عند الساحة بالضبط. هي وين لما تدخل على الساحة؟ أول ما تدخل على الساحة تدخلش على البلد عيدك اليمين في مستشفى المعمداني.
Also at 9:30 this morning, an IDF spokesman held a briefing for foreign media. He told the world basically that the missile which hit a Gaza hospital on Tuesday night was not one of Israel's. They could pretty much prove that this was not one of Israel's rockets, one of their missiles. They don't know. There's not 100% proof that this was a Palestinian Islamic Jihad rocket. There's not proof, 100% proof that this was a Hamas rocket. But basically right now, are we going to take the word of a terrorist organization claiming that Israel bombed their hospital, which is very, very unlike Israel to do, one of the most moral armies in the world? Are we going to take the word of a terrorist organization? Or are we going to take the word of the IDF, who they're known to be very precise about their facts, known to get their facts very straight before they publish it to the world? Are we going to take their word for it? I think that pretty much sums it up here. Guys, unfortunately, the mainstream media were not the only ones running with this blood libel. The squad in the United States Congress decided to take it even a step further. At least most of the news outlets who are putting out these stories, at least they fixed their stories as more of the facts started to come out. But none of the squad members who put out statements about this, none of them have apologized for what they said. Rashida Tlaib said this on Twitter. She said, quote, Israel just bombed the Baptist hospital, killing 500 Palestinians. Doctors, children, patients, just like that. At POTUS, this is what happens when you refuse to facilitate a ceasefire and help de-escalate. Your war and destruction only approach has opened my eyes, and many Palestinian Americans and Muslim Americans like me, we will remember where you stood. Ilhan Omar said, quote, bombing a hospital is among the gravest of war crimes. The IDF reportedly blowing up one of the few places the injured and wounded can seek medical treatment and shelter during a war is horrific. At POTUS needs to push for an immediate ceasefire to end this slaughter. You know what? You guys just need to stop. Stop putting out these horrific statements and start condemning Hamas. Start condemning the violence that they killed 1,400 innocent Jewish lives. You're not condemning this, but yet you're taking a story that was proved to be false and you're running with it and you're condemning Israel. This is absolutely ridiculous. Also, your blood libels, they have consequences. These are not just words, because Palestinians here in Judea and Samaria, they took the story that Israel bombed a hospital in Gaza. They took this story and They started protesting, started rioting all over Hebron and a lot of different towns here in Judea and Samaria. So these words, these blood libels, they do have consequences and they do have effects. Guys, here's the thing. There's a lot of numbers floating around about how many people were killed in the hospital. Some said 300, some 500, some even were saying 800 people were killed. Nothing has been officially confirmed about how many people were killed in the hospital. I heard that the hospital only has 80 beds, but they were saying that there were a lot of refugees taking refuge in the hospital. Hopefully the numbers will come out in the next few days, be officially confirmed about how many people were killed in the hospital. One thing that we do know for sure, though, this was not an Israeli airstrike targeting innocent civilians. This was most likely, from the facts that we have right now, this was most likely a rocket launched from a cemetery behind the hospital that malfunctioned and exploded, killing a lot of people. Hopefully the numbers will be confirmed in a few days. Guys, remember, don't always believe everything you see on the mainstream media. Definitely do not believe anything that the squad is saying right now about Israel. They are full bent, I believe, on Israel's destruction, and they don't seem to be hiding it at all. Guys, make sure to check out Operation Ittai if you want to be a foreigner who's standing with the people of Israel in hard times. No matter what is happening, we need $29 million ASAP for this campaign. Guys, make sure to go to OperationIttai.com or click the link in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, get that conversation going down in the comments below. Let us know what you think. As always, tune out the fake news and tune in to what is actually happening here in the land of Israel. We'll be back every day, Monday through Friday, with your direct connection to the land and people of Israel.